Hello, welcome. I'm Tammy Gingro, Body and Balance. This is the New Moon Global Goddess Gathering, which we hold every new moon. And today is a very, very special new moon at 28 and a half degrees Aquarius. So the anaretic degree, a very critical degree, uh, con, or I'm sorry, along with the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year of the Fire Horse, an annular solar eclipse ring of fire that I see as this ring for the fire horse to jump through. And the Uranus is also squaring this lunation, which is important because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. And I'm here with my dear friend Christine Simmons.
Hello.
Can you please introduce yourself?
Hmm. Hi, I'm Christine Louise, and I always love these goddess gatherings, and especially on this Lunar New Year. I every year I I draw, paint, write something up about the lunar year because I've studied Chinese medicine, and so it's something that I embody. And if there's time, I'll share a little bit of that with you as well about the young fire horse and when the last time was that we were in this kind of, it might be a bit of a wild ride this year. So we'll see. We'll see how
Honestly,
we can navigate it.
I think we have the time, and if you want to take about 10 minutes to talk about that, the Lunar New Year, I would love that. And then I'll go on with the other
The
astrology.
astrology, okay. Yeah, I feel like the two were really dovetailing on this particular day and time and year. So we will find it, I think, very important to look at both things. You know, when we know some of the cosmic influences and interactions with our planet through the symbols, the astronomy, astrology, and mythology, it really just helps to expand our consciousness as we become more aware of the interconnectedness and interdependent nature of our being. So there's so many different models of the zodiac, but they're more alike than different. Within the Chinese zodiac, we have the 12 animals. The five elements apply to two consecutive years, with each element having a yin and a yang year. So water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And the five elements repeat their sequence every 10 years because they pair with 12 animals. It takes 60 years for one complete cycle for the same animal and element to recur. We're entering the year of the young fire horse today, the 17th. The fire is considered more yang than other elements, meaning it's more active and transformative by its very nature. The horse is about strength, and there's a swiftness and perseverance and freedom that we associate with horse. Couple that with fire, and it is bound to be a year of rapid change, rebellion, and passion. It will be intense and fast paced with the kind of transformative energy that could bring social and technological changes, major changes. We will need to stay grounded and practice self care to manage and regulate our nervous system. I recommend good food, good fats, walks in nature, maybe a grounding cord or mattress, as well as exercise and movement awareness therapies, different types of movement awareness, because we're going to need everything, including finding ways to direct that fire through focused action to prevent burnout. Now, the last fire horse year was 1966. Revolutionary ideas had been brewing since the 50s, and now they were really gaining momentum. It was quite a turbulent year. The Vietnam War escalated. There were protests and sit ins growing along with the death toll. There was also Martin Luther, Martin Luther King Jr. advocating for fair housing, and then race riots began to really grow and strengthen occurrence. America actually had its first mass shooting that year, too. The Cultural Revolution began in China under the communists. The USSR landed on the moon, and we launched the Lunar Orbiter 1 here in the US. I was 12 that year. And my favorite show starred James Darren, who was trapped in time in the show The Time Tunnel. I just hope we're not trapped in time and doomed to repeat that kind of history in the 60s. But I think we have evolved beyond that. And if the alignment of stars and planets affecting this year is any indication, perhaps we just might. Some are calling it an epical reset. For the first time in over a millennium, Neptune and Saturn meet at 0 degrees Aries on February the 20th. Tammy, you mentioned that they're right at that. I don't know what it's called before it hits that. And Aries, of course, is the beginning of the zodiac. And this rare conjunction encourages us to bring our highest dreams into reality and set the foundation for new structures. So we also then know that it's the solar eclipse. So I'll let you take over and talk a little bit more about that and the other astrology for this day and time that we're in, this moment.
Thank you so much. And more than ever, this alignment of the Lunar New Year and this particular new moon and lunar eclipse does feel so very important. And it was just this morning that I literally got the visual, a real visual of the fire horse jumping through that ring of fire. And I find so much about the astrology to be fascinating. Thinking about so I work primarily with shamanic Egyptian astrology, and I work closely with the Egyptian Neteru, the godhead, the pantheon of Egypt. And shamanic Egyptian astrology relates a deity, a Neteru, to each planet, therefore really helping me to understand the archetypal nature and energy of that. The planets are spheres of energy. If you're not really well versed in astrology, I am not an astrologer. I'm an enthusiast, and I devour as much as I can, but I am not an astrologer. I listen to other people's work, I read, but what's so fascinating is, we've been building and building and building these things. We feel them before they come. The new moon is really more isolated to the exact time of the new moon, although the moon is in a sign for 2.5 days. So in theory, it expands over those 2.5 days. The full moon energy is much more like a 3-day event, where the new moon, I always hold on the new moon and want to make intentions as close to that new moon as possible. But what I'm noting here is Pluto moved into Aquarius November 19th of 2024. That was the first of the outer planets to change to a new sign, and I believe it's an 18-month period, we have every single slow moving outer planet changing to a new sign. That is
Wait, would you say that again, please?
in an 18-month period, beginning with Pluto on November 18th of 2024, when it moved into the sign of Aquarius. And that was extremely important. And in shamanic Egyptian astrology, Pluto is Osiris, the lord of the underworld, the sacred divine masculine, Isis's husband. The myth of Osiris is that his brother Set, who is Mars, who is also very relevant in our astrology today, Mars is the shadow master, Set, in a power struggle, cut his brother Osiris into 13 pieces and spread them out. Isis, her twin sister Nephthys, who is Neptune. Anubis is Nephthys and Osiris's son, would not rest until they had gathered all of the pieces of Osiris and reassembled him and erected a pyramid on every site where they found a part of Osiris. So he is transformation. Pluto is very transformative, urging us to change and more so to be the master of the changes. And then over 18 months, all of the slow moving outer planets are changing to new signs. And because they're slow moving, it's
Wow.
rare that they all change to a new sign in such proximity. Now, a future event that I don't want to take a whole lot of time on, I believe it's this year, it might be in July, that all of these planets that are changing to new signs are all going to meet up at 4 degrees of those respective signs. So there are all of these overlaps. When Pluto moved into an Aquarius, a stellium then came and had conjunctions with Pluto during those first couple of months. Similarly, this week, just 3 days after this annular ring of fire portal, which is geographically situated when we look at astrocartography, this eclipse is situated over Antarctica, the
Oh,
frozen desert. Um, Additionally, another amazing fact is that 3i Atlas, this cosmic messenger, this energy that is moving through our solar system that came in through the galactic portal, the Great Central Sun, Sagittarius. So from another universe, from another multiverse, came through, has
or
conjuncted
galaxy at least.
galaxy is what I meant to say. Thank you. Yeah, entered our galaxy through that, like the black hole that is the Great Central Sun, and conjuncted with every single planet except Jupiter. It will conjunct with Jupiter in March before it then exits in Gemini, which is also in alignment with Antarctica and this annular eclipse. So I just cannot, it's hard to talk about just the astrology of this day when I sort of feel like there's this 3-year portal that began really when Pluto entered Aquarius and culminates because this eclipse in Aquarius is happening before the lunar nodes, which are currently in Pisces and Virgo, and the eclipses line up with where the nodes of the moon are. But this is a preamble to the lunar node change, which doesn't happen until July. And
Oh,
it's something to consider that it's happening at 28 degrees, which is a 1, and this is a 1 year, but it's happening at the end of the sign, even though we're just moving into the age of Aquarius, and that was largely signified by Pluto entering into Aquarius, which, we have the 30-day Aquarius season every year, but we are in the 2000 Aquarian cycle from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age. So many longer phases of time, aeons of time, are resetting at this time. And I find that
you know what I
fascinating.
find interesting too? I didn't realize putting that all together with 24, that was the wood dragon that we
Ah,
were in. And remember, wood is associated with springtime, new growth, new beginnings. And the magical, mystical, magnificent dragon symbolizes the flames of creation and represents strength, power, wisdom, and prosperity. And we fostered a lot of eggs that year, right? But then they would hibernate through most of 2025 as we moved into the yin wood snake. That was slowly incubating the new earth that we longed to co create. And we made some forward momentum, but it was slow and sinewy like the snake. But we learned more about the Kundalini and how to use it in vortexes and the torus and all those flows. So, you know, we're we're getting there. Now this year we can put a lot of those things that we incubated are going to be ready to be born. So it's pretty exciting, I think.
It is so exciting. And I really believe that this annular ring of fire is inviting us to toss into the fire everything that we are still yet clinging to. I don't know about you, but the year of the wood snake shedding was a year of dissolving again, you know,
Again.
and letting go. But I mean, I was dissolving so much that I found myself asking, will there be anything left? And I
Mm,
was okay if there wouldn't, because it's got to go. We've got to let go of these
mm,
old limiting beliefs. It is up to us, you and I, to absolutely name our fear, identify it, and transform it into love. We will not
yes.
evolve to higher levels of consciousness. We cannot if we remain in these lower vibrational energies and frequencies. And our planet has been hijacked. We have been enslaved. We have been separated from our God self. That is not easy.
We,
We
we've been in a
all,
loop too, just a loop, just uh, uh, killing each other a lot, in this
yeah.
loop over and over again. And finally we're breaking free from that loop.
Absolutely. So last year I got this download that we were finally able to consciously choose to get off the karmic wheel, where karma no longer had any
Right.
power to keep us trapped, to make us go round again. We could say, I learned that. I am not going to take another round. Thank you very much. And finally, consciously choose to end this karmic cycle. And that was a 9 year. So thank God. Hallelujah. Mother, Father, God. Woo-hoo. And now in this 1 year, these are very new things. So we're
Ah,
going to have some forward momentum. But with this fire horse and beginning it with this, I'm really seeing this ring of fire as a literal portal. And we are at a threshold, a choice point. It is literally, we are able now to take quantum leaps. I believe that as multidimensional beings, this is coming into the realm of reality. So you want to decide who you're becoming, what your ideal life looks like. If you're in a dead end job that just pays the bills, but it's not a part of your soul's purpose for being, it may be time to let it go and to really clearly write out, what does my ideal day look like? For
mm,
me, I want to be able to work from anywhere in the world. And
mm,
I need to attract world changing wealth so that I can, you know, co-create a regenerative community that has at its center a holistic wellness and retreat center. So, but we all have this ability now, should we choose it, to practice taking quantum leaps so that whatever it is we've been working on that's been stuck, stagnant, brewing, gestating, even ourselves being in the chrysalis, dissolving. But then all of a sudden you think, oh my God, this cocoon is just going to collapse and there'll be nothing left. And then there
the
comes,
wings.
we didn't even mean to wear wings consciously, um, but
Well,
yes, then we can
yeah.
emerge as the butterfly this year and begin to take personal responsibility for the state of the world, not looking for the answers outside of ourselves in the institutions that have failed us again and again. It's time for them to dissolve fully and completely and let them fall away. And in the meantime, I'm focused on creating new decentralized systems with equity and sovereignty, and that is where we're headed, I believe, as ascended, awakened, fully spirit indwelled human beings, being in harmony with one another and in harmony with the earth. So if there's anything else I want to say about the astrology, it's just that There's this wonderful app, Sky View Light, that I use. There are other apps where you can put it on and you can look where the planets are in the sky. And just to look up this morning and see Saturn, and you can't see Neptune, it's too far, but they are absolutely conjunct. And then Mercury, and then Venus, and then the Sun and the Moon were exactly conjunct, and then Mars, all right there together,
Oh,
infusing
cool.
us with these new energetics for New Earth. We are, if you open and quiet yourself and go into nature, you are receiving light codes, and you do have the ability to clearly comprehend and download those light codes and utilize them. And I encourage you to do so. And if you need support, both Christine and I and many in our community are here. We want this Global Goddess Gathering to be a very supportive community where we're learning to support ourselves and one another in new and enriching ways. So I think we went a little bit over on the astrology, but I think it's all so very amazing.
Can I show you something? You had it's about the fire, the ring. Well, I did something like that. I always associate the alchemical fire of love, transformation, and forgiveness with the heart. So I painted this heart, the fire horse in the fire heart for
Beautiful.
the year.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and that's another point that I didn't make, is that this fire is one of the major components of alchemy. We're all alchemists. And, we have a lot of fire, a lot of air this year, which are going to propel us forward.
Ah,
And then the last thing I just want to wrap up is Christine already alluded to, just 3 days from now, on Friday, February 20th, we have a exact Saturn Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries, the very beginning of the zodiac. And it's been about 6,000 years since those two were conjunct at 0 degrees, but they didn't have all of this other stuff. They didn't have all of the other outer planets changing sign in such close proximity. They didn't have a fire horse annular eclipse portal, preceding it. And then, just like happened with Pluto, the stellium that I just mentioned, a stellium is when three or more of these energy spheres are gathered together in one sign,
okay.
is going to transition, it'll go through Pisces, but then by the time it gets to Aries, we're going to have every one of them make conjunctions with Saturn and Neptune, and they get information and they have communication. That's what conjunctions are, transits are. It's when these energy bodies and energy spheres communicate and they inform each other, because everybody's on their own journey. It's like if you get together with your old friend and you haven't seen, and you catch up. It's very similar with these energy spheres that are informing us, so, and really making the way for us to break free.
I love the way, you're in a personal relationship with them. I think when you connect them with the Neteru or with other divine beings, from other maybe schools of thought, the mythology is all, similar, not quite the same, but there's a lot of crossover. We make it more embodied. We embody, we are allowing that communication. We're open to receive those messages and incorporate that divine aspect and that huge planetary aspect or solar aspect. And it's quite fascinating to hear you speak about them and those connections. And usually your meditation leads us in that direction also. So I think
Yeah.
it's helpful. I think it's helpful.
Thank you. Well, with that, um, we will go ahead now and invite you to prepare for meditation. If you would like to lie down and be quite comfortable, please do so. Um, You can sit, close your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath. First of all, I would love for you to feel whatever it is that's connected to the earth, whether it's your sitting bones, your ankles, whether your whole body is lying down. Take a deep inhale, allowing your lungs and ribs to expand in all directions. And then with that exhale, really sink into gravity. Feel yourself consciously connecting with Mother Earth. And then with your next inhale, inhale that life force energy of Mother Earth right up from the center of the earth, spiraling up your lower energy centers and merging with your eternal heart flame. Pour love onto that mix and exhale it out every cell in every direction. Direct your energy out to the cosmos, the pure golden white light of consciousness. Inhale the ceaseless source of light, spiraling down through your upper energy centers and merging with your eternal heart flame. Pour love onto that mix and see and feel how it expands and grows. Exhale out every cell in every direction. And this is called the heart breath. You can continue breathing in the energies of earth and sky. Feel them merging with your own divine heart center, your energetic, beautiful heart flame, pouring love and compassion onto that mix. Exhale it out to every being on our planet. Inhale deeply. Exhale and surrender, allowing yourself to fully relax. So we have Ptah, which is Aquarius. Ptah is the consort or the husband of Sekhmet, the fierce feminine lioness, goddess of the sun, fierce compassionate love. And Ptah represents Aquarius, actually represents the new aeon and imagination. He's the visionary prophet. And I would first love to read the invocation to Ptah. Ptah, we have eagerly waited your return. You once created a civilization where you taught that all creation must come from the mind that lives within the heart. Some listened, but some did not, and that age passed away. The time has come again, enlightened one, when the children of earth must grow up and open their hearts so they can hear your words of wisdom. Without you, we will fail, and this great experiment on earth will end. If we open our hearts and listen, we will once again remember what is true, what has value, and what lies ahead. And we can dream a world worth living, sprung from the seeds of truth. The source of these seeds is the DNA of our ancestors coursing through our blood, and the container is our heart. Great Ptah, activate the golden age that lives within our imaginal cells and end this selfishness with the dawning of your light. Ptah is a creator god of Egypt who spoke the world into creation. And Aquarius is all about ingenuity, community, new ideas. And it is up to us now, as Ptah has held the vision, and now we carry it in our heart mind. And it is up to us to choose to speak this creation into being through our heart. Words begin manifestation. That's why it's called spelling. Our words are powerful, and what we speak is the first seeds of it coming into creation and to fruition. So with Osiris being Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, I would also like to go ahead and read the invocation to Osiris. Just give me a moment to pull that up. Take a deep breath, surrender. Imagine yourself on a high vista, and the sun is rising. Maybe even the solar eclipse of this morning, most of us weren't in a place where we could see it, but you can imagine yourself there looking at the ring of fire, even looking at the fire horse jumping through that ring of fire, and allow a vision to rise up of the world that you wish to create, the life that you desire to live. Just take a few moments. Osiris, great god of death and rebirth, our bodies shake, our hearts pound, our minds race as we invoke your name and power from the watery depths of our own soul. It is you who hold the knowledge of what must die in order for us to truly live. This is where you allow to rise up what you are releasing, and we are going to toss it into this ring of fire and allow it to be taken from us forever so that the new can be born. May we be like your beloved Isis, walking this path alone, all defenses dropped. May we be worthy of your notice and gain entrance to your underworld realm. May we stand in the presence of your wisdom, and as we listen to your whispering voice rising up from the darkness of the deep, we silently release our grip on this reality, this false matrix reality, and trust that you will transmute the dross of our humanity into pure alchemical gold. Golden cities, cities of light. It is time that these golden cities, cities of light, are resurrected once again. And it is up to us. What is this that Khnum, the master craftsman, is spinning upon his wheel? Khnum is the god Capricorn, who literally puts you on his potter wheel and forms your rebirthed body that you get to co-create. What new life moves through our veins? What greening within our hearts is ready to burst forth as we awaken to this new dream? Again, allow whatever you are ready to release once for all, limiting beliefs, lack, worthlessness, fear, anxiety, thinking that you're not good enough or that it's for someone else. Throw all that out. You cannot ask too much of the universe, but we've got to make space. Ask for Osiris's support to let it rise what is ready to be let go of. And now, I think one of the most compelling components of this particular lunation is the opposition to Uranus, the planet of sudden, unexpected, huge changes. And it's Wajet, the great fierce cobra goddess, the great cobra that sits at the diadem of the pharaohs and the gods and the goddesses, that spits at your enemies. And this means that, yes, indeed, these old systems are being shaken to their core and they have nothing to stand on because they were never meant to last. They are indeed the powers that never should have been. These systems do not serve us. Let us call upon the great awakener, Wajet, life force energy, purification, the divine awakener, great cobra goddess Wajet. Who would dare to stand before your piercing gaze? Only those who have the humility to first kneel before your mighty power and presence. You are the mother of chaos, the great awakener, she who shatters those who have turned their mind and heart toward greed and ignorance. Through your flawless intelligence and life force energy, we discover the power to do in our lives that which seemed impossible. You demand that we live in truth, walk in dignity, and ask wisely. In return, you confer upon us the royalty of our divine lineage. It is you who reminds us that we are the adult children of the gods, capable of creating the new dispensation for the world. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. And now, with all of these energies that we have invoked, and we call upon our team, our ancestors, our benevolent galactic guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, Mother, Father, God, your personal spirit guides and spirit team, all to hold witness, all of these spheres of energy that are gathered together for the purpose of rebirthing us. This very day, we are at the threshold, a cosmic choice point for humanity. Receive psychic surgery. What is psychic surgery? Psychic surgery allows for divine healing. We must only believe that it is possible, and we are capable of being our own healer. To awaken the shaman within is to awaken the healer within. It isn't reserved for a select few. It's available and accessible to all who will take back their power and say, I am one with the source of all creation. I am whole. I am healed. I am divine light. I am Haru Raha, Lord and Queen of the Sun, here to share light, life, liberty, and love for the purpose of the complete emancipation of the human race. So this morning, as I was aligning my crystals on my Venus Stargate meditation garden and asking for them to be informed with these new light codes. Crystals hold records. They're record keepers. They hold our intentions. And that is why we are crystalline beings, our 70% water. It's time we activate our divine crystalline nature. Focus, if you will, for just a moment on your pineal gland, which is a tiny little pine cone shaped organ at the stem of your brain. And allow Tehote, Mercury, who is in Aquarius along with Venus, Isis, Mars, Set, Kanum, the moon, Khonsu, the moon, and Amun-Ra, the sun. Receive a new crystal pine cone in the space of your pineal gland, removing all calcification. The reason this is so important is your pineal gland is the gland that governs your third eye, your intuition, your connection to your highest soul self, and all of the source of creation. We are all intuitive beings. Take some time to experience this gift. And then Isis, Venus, Mother God, Divine Mother, has a special crystal to place in your heart center. Receive this crystal, feel it activate. What does it look like? What colors are emerging? And feel your neural pathways being lit up, rewired, recapitulated, recombobulated, reignited, brought online. Our divine DNA is a 12-strand DNA, not merely a 2-strand. Receive. I believe that there are benevolent galactic guides who are protecting us, that we may evolve to become our highest iteration of humanity. They will support us now in removing every thread of every ancestral limiting belief that was never ours. It has separated us from God, which shouldn't be possible because we are God source. We are seeds and sparks of God. We are one with the source of all creation. Separation was never our natural condition. So as you see your body lighting up, allow any strands of sickness, any energetic attachments, curses, parasites, cancer cells, anything that's off in your digestive system, your bones, your sinew, your tissues, your connective tissues, your muscles, your brain, your eyes, your optic nerve, your endocrine system. Allow everything to come online. Pulse this crystalline plasma through your body, allowing and receiving the support to receive this psychic surgery, to release everything that cannot come with us to New Earth, golden cities, cities of light, where divine, spirit-filled human beings are in harmony with one another, living in joy and ecstasy with our abundant earth. Allow a new vision to form in you. A new seed to be planted. Breathe in, receive more light. More light. More light. You are eternally connected to a ceaseless source of divine light that is yours. Be effulgent. This light comes through you so that you shine on a light post and your cup is always over full so that you can pour as much love, abundance, generosity to all of the people that you love and care about. That you have boundless energy to take up causes that you care about. Let us choose to only live our life on purpose from this moment forward. And now, how does it feel? Imagine that this vision that you have, this life that you dare to desire and dream into being, has already happened. How do you feel? That emotional state is the fuel for this manifestation and the most important aspect of it. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now slowly begin to settle back into the here and now. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. And gently allow your eyes to open. Come back when you feel ready. So when you feel ready, roll onto your side in a fetal position and gently make your way up using your hands to help you up to a comfortable seat. And we have part 2 of this amazing meditation on this very special day. Christine Louise is going to lead us in a beautiful Kundalini set that is really going to ground and help us to embody these new energies. So, passing it over to Christine.
Hi. Okay. So typically we open any Kundalini with an opening mantra to connect with our inner divine guru. Um, but we've already done that. We're so connected right now with our team and our soul and our spirit. Uh, so what we're going to do is move directly into a very powerful, we're going to use 3 variations of the mantra HAR, Har. It's a seed or bij mantra. It's very powerful. It is the creative aspect of the divine, of the infinite. And it is a sound of the heart. And you might want to play with it for just a moment with or the sound you make when you see a baby that is so precious and you go, ah. It's a very widening, broadening kind of sound. Ha. In this case, though, we're going to be bringing it down to the hara, the har, and we will be embodying the aspect of the Shakti, the spark of life that is in the navel center, the will center, also called the Dantian in other Chinese movement thing and energy therapies. So the next part we will do will be Hari. Now, try making the sound har, but we're going to chant it a very specific way. We're going to let our tongue whack off the top of our palate. Now, this does a lot of different things. First of all, the pituitary gland sits halfway between the third eye and the occipital. So it's right behind the nose and above the palate. The hypothalamus is above that, and then you have the pineal gland that looks up and out through the crown that connects us with our soul and spirit. So when we chant with a duh sound, hara, 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 our tongue is hitting the roof of our mouth and stimulating all of those organs in the brain. Now, we will also be chanting and pulling our navel in as we chant the har. We're going to need to sit up straight. And if you tuck your tailbone back just a little bit, you can pull, not moban, which is when you really pull the energy up and around. This is just the lock. You put the lock on the bottom. You pull up on the sex organs, pull above the pubic bone, pull in the anus, and you lift. So you've got like a nice lock. You've got the plug at the bottom of the sink of your holy cup, your chalice. You've got the plug in there. And that enables us to hold this energy that we're generating. At the end, we're just going to do 3 minutes of the har. We will pump the navel point as we do hara, 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 and keeping that lock. And at the end of that, we will inhale, bring the energy up and down and around. So Tammy, before you begin that though, hon, let us also just describe the next one. And then that way we can go into things more smoothly once we start and we don't have to stop. So when we're doing this one, we are not only going to be pumping and hitting the roof of our mouth, but we're going to be gently placing our hands together. We will start up. We will start with receiving. So hard, this creative energy of this cosmos, the fires of creation, we're going to be opening to receive as we hit that Mercury finger, and then we're going to turn the hands over. One of the thumbs will go beneath the other one. And you might want to see which one feels more comfortable for you and just kind of, they say a certain way, but I feel like sometimes it gets too specific and it's better if it feels good to you. So we will do that for 3 minutes at the navel point, and then we're going to move up to the solar and we're going to use the sound Hari. And oh, geez, shoot, I'm so sorry I didn't have this off. Um, Somebody who was maybe going to join us that couldn't. So after this one, we'll end with receiving, lifting the energy and gathering it back down. Then we'll come into the solar. And the mudra here is very interesting. The thumb goes to the pinky, and then all fingers down over top of that. We take the right hand over that fist and bring it into the solar ego forces area here, the solar plexus. And you want to like push down on your rib cage too. So your arms are pressing on your ribs so that when you inhale, and try that, inhaling with the lung part in the back, in your back. Inhale. So you're kind of holding down the front ribs so you inhale through the back. Now, also, we are going to use that sound Hari, and there'll be 6 Haris. And again, it's a the sound, Hari. But just for a second, feel what E does. Make that tone. E. That sound moves more this way. It's more of a spread. And what we're doing is we're compressing the ego and saying, hey, look, your job is to keep us focused in this time and space, but let's ease up a little bit on that focus and open to a broader bandwidth, more of our multidimensional selves, and come out to our edges of our field, from center to periphery, that contact boundary where we meet the world, our sovereign node connecting with the big net, Indra's net of gems. Okay, so we'll be doing Hari, 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 Har, and we'll do that for 3 minutes. Then we're going to move into Hari Ji. Now, when we chant G, which is J-I, it's spelled, it is a more, like it's an endearment. It's a intimate connection to that divine creative spark. And we're going to be coming more into our heart. We're going to be doing, if you want to practice with me for just a second, take one hand over, turn it back, put the other hand down. So crossing palms down and then open out, down, out, one above the other, left above, and then right above. And we're really going to be clearing our aura, especially in front of the heart, clearing that heart space. And then we're going to do the Kundalini. We're going to make it come up and down. We're going to connect earth and heavens and bring it down and in as we chant Hari Ji, or just listen to it as we do that. And then we'll finish with just dropping into the heart. And the Hari Ji, the talk about it being one of the best mantras for connecting with our soul and spirit, to really bring it down, embody it. And you can imagine this too. We can even do this with our hands too, where we connect up, and you might even practice it right now. Just open up that eighth chakra above your head, that vortex portal, vortal to our biggest self. I like to call it the intra self because it's kind of like a messenger to our soul and spirit that live in the celestial realms. And then imagine it coming down and out like an upside down heart. It comes to the hips, meet at the dantian, the navel center, come up and form another heart that comes down to our bottom and connects us with our body elemental. So we're really asking them to come in, be embodied, give us the strength and the energy and the focus and nurture us and be with us, and we'll reciprocate. Well, part of that work of the heart is this reciprocal maintenance with the cosmos. It feeds us, and we offer both the bitter and the sweet. So as we do this too, please know that these vibrations and the mudras and the mantras, they help to shake loose what has been stagnant or stuck, and open up the space for us to receive. So, pass it through, give it to the cosmos. Anything that you are ready to move out, and open to everything you're ready to receive as we connect with the purest loving light, heart, will, mind, body, and spirit of the divine. Are you ready? Tammy, har, har, har. We're getting our technology going here. And begin, palms up. I'm not hearing music. Okay. Start her over again, please. Pump the navel. Pump the navel. And pull Moban as you hold that energy in your hands. Pull up, 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 up the spine in this wonderful way and suspend the breath. Look up through the crown. Exhale and allow that energy to come down and around. And inhale again. Lift, lift, pull Moban, lift it up, 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 up the spine, out the crown as you hold and suspend. Exhale down and around. One more time, inhale. Look up to the third eye this time. Pull it up, up, up. Hold. Constrict every part of your body. Pull it in, hold, 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 contract, 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 and then let it go and relax and open and bring that energy back down into your belly, into those digestive fires. And now let's move up into the solar. Again, thumb is ego. So we're kind of saying, okay, ego, your job is only to be center and periphery and help us stay here. You can loosen up your bandwidth. So we're going to compress those solar ego forces and feel the connection to the rest of the team. Imagine it like a hub to the wheel or the keel of a ship, the tuner on a radio that is widening its bandwidth as we chant Hari, 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 Har. Oh, let me put mine on.
Hari
And inhale. Really compress those ribs down as you suspend the breath. And exhale. Inhale, expand the ribs in the back. Open up your wings. Hold it, flap your wings. And exhale out. Woo! And get ready for Haraji, this intimate endearment to the cosmic fires of creativity. And we're going to start with 1 minute of, and what I'll do is I'll come on. I have to silence myself so I don't interrupt the music. And I'll come on and say switch to the Kundalini, or you can just kind of watch, open your eyes when you wish, and we're going to go like that. But let's start with like 1.5 minutes like this, and then we will go into connecting our whole being with our heart centers as the focus, as the cup. Okay.
Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara
And
Hara.
if you'd like to make the heart now, coming down and around, up and down to your bottom, back up, down and around.
Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji. Haraji, Hara 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 Haraji, Haraji, Hara 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 Hara
And let's end at the heart. Place your hands in prayer pose. Press into the heart center. Press, press, press. Inhale. Really call in your soul and spirit. Allow it to come down into the nest of your heart. Feel that cozy space for it. And we're going to transition into a wonderful song by Diva Pramal and Mitan called Heartbeat. And I invite you to just then very comfortably lie back down if you wish. Put your right hand over your left, over your heart center, and really move into the innermost part of your heart that is inviolable, invulnerable. Can never be violated. It is our direct connection to source and beyond this grand experiment. So it is a wonderful access point, and feel an opening to receive everything that your heart needs in this moment.
I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel it in mine.
Turn it up.
I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel it all the time. Any time of the day or night, as we travel this winding road, you gave me the greatest gift. You made my heart my home. You made my heart my home. My I can feel your heartbeat like a flame burning deep inside. I can feel your heartbeat so gentle and strong, so deep and wide. Any time of the day or night, as we travel this winding road, you gave me the greatest gift. You made my heart my home. You made
Feel that home in your heart. Feel, feel, feel. We are home in our heart, that sacred nexus of our heart. We are home. We belong. So hung. We are safe and secure in the nexus of our heart. We are home. We belong. So hung. We belong. We are healthy. We are whole. We are perfect right here, right now, in our hearts with each other. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful, and just really feel like we are going to all receive a lot in our dream time. That is another thing to look out for. Neptune has left its own sign of Pisces and entered into Aries, which we really have a spiritual warrior energy. And we have Saturn there, though, to ground it into reality, step by step, or with a
Sweet.
quantum leap. So I really want to thank you, Christine. I want to thank everybody who has joined us. And the next new moon, I believe, the next new moon in Pisces, I believe, falls on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. But you'll find a link in the bio here to register for the next new moon Global Goddess Gathering. They're always free.
And that's another new year we can celebrate. That's
Yeah,
when the Balinese do with Nippy there at the spring equinox. So,
we'll be at the vernal equinox there.
uh-huh.
Really, when all life is springing forth in the northern hemisphere. And please like, share, and subscribe. Help us grow. I'll put links to relevant videos in the bio, links to where you can find Christine's work. And
Thank you.
yeah, just thank you again. And be sure to write some intentions and really, you can do this meditation again and again and see what rises up each time. Thank you for being with us. Blessings and love.
Love you. Thank you, Tammy.
Bye for now.
Bye.